Hey guys, Jukes here, my second tutorial for backgrounds or GFX. So last time was realistic text and text for backgrounds, and so this time is going to be the backgrounds itself. So what you want to do, first thing first, is you want to get a template for background, partnered or non-partnered. So yeah, and then you want to get your text. So I'm just going to find some text. And actually, let's go. Alright, so we'll just use this, my friend AJ's text. So, first thing you're going to drag in is the regular one. And if you did what I said to do in my last tutorial, you will have two, the cell rendered one. And so you drag that one on too. Okay. And set it to screen. Or I prefer linear dodge because it just lights up more, it's more visible. I think it looks better to me. The other thing is you can get color corrections for Photoshop, which pretty much just, I use it in all my backgrounds. It just looks like this. So if you turn it on, there's different ones, there's phase ones. This is just the ones I have. Like that. It just makes it look, I think, personally better, but I'm not going to use them for this one. So what you're going to do, I like to come to the cell rendered one. So whenever I render them, that's number 2. And put on gradient overlay. Change the percent down to about 20 or 21. And then it gets a little bit darker. So what you can do, depending on your style or the color correction, sometimes you have to change it, is you can make it, well, you can't make that darker, but if you make this darker, the rest of it will actually get darker itself. Like you saw, I got a little bit more tint there. I think that's fine. So now what you're going to do is, just so that they don't get mixed up or you move one and they can't move the other, you're going to click on the one, hold Command, or if you're on PC, Control, and click on the other one. So now you've selected both. You can click here, hold Shift, and turn it. You hold Shift because it makes it turn nice as opposed to just all over the place. So you can do that, or you can come up to here and you can type in 90, or if you want it the other way, you go at -90. Then what you're going to do is you're going to hold Shift and Alt, and you're going to click and drag it down. And the reason you use Shift and Alt is because it drags it down from the middle as opposed to just from the side. And make sure you release your click before Shift and Alt, otherwise it'll do what you just saw there, like the little glitch. The other thing is with these templates, if you see the grid here, it's not necessarily good because when you put on like flares and stuff, like I'll show later, you'll see the black on it even if you set it to screen, and it doesn't look so good. So what you're going to do is you're going to go New Layer, drag it all the way down below the last thing, so below all the like actual boxes. You're going to come to your color picker, you're going to go to this thing with the little hashtag 3E, 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 and that just makes a perfect gray. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go G, or you can click the paint bucket, and you're just going to drop that on. And I'm actually going to change this because it's not good color. So I'll change this one to black, and this one too. So now we can see them better. And so yeah, so now that you have your text down, what you're going to do is, I'm sure you can find them all over. Just search GFX packs, you'll find them. I have them in a GFX pack that I have a lot. One sec, it's just lagging. So you're going to go to your GFX pack. Let me get to mine. And you're going to find a flare. Doesn't matter what the flare is. I like to use this one. A lot of people have it. So what you do, I think it looks nice. What you do is just drag it on, and you'll see there's black. And now you're thinking, how am I going to get the black away? Well, first thing what you're going to do is you're going to come up here, and you're going to go to Screen, and the black's gone. Or you can come up here, and you can go to Linear Dodge, because it gives it a little bit more color. So then what you're going to do is you're going to hold Shift, rotate, and now it's in line. So now you're just going to put it, I think it looks better when you put it over the text. So drag it on top, like that. But let's say you're not using color correction and your background is, I like this one, orange. What you're going to do is, or here, I'll undo that. If you see that little, like, I'm not sure what to call it, that little, like, looks like a piece of paper kind of page thing down there. What you can do is you can come here, click, rasterize layer, And so what that does is it makes you be able to edit it. So what I do is I just erase off here because that's getting in the way. So we erase it. Then what you're going to do, if you can see, there's that little, like, it looks like an eraser mark kind of thing because of the flare. That's why I like to use color correction, because it can cover it up pretty easily. Like there, you can't see it anymore. But let's say you're not using color correction. Why you rasterize it is because now you can change the color of the flare. So what you're going to do, I'm not sure how to actually get to it from here. So there's a shortcut for it. You can go Control U on Windows or Command U on Mac. And so this comes up. All you're going to do is hit colorize, drag to whatever color you want. So I want like orange, and drag the saturation up, and that'll change the color of it. So now we have an orange flare, which I think looks nice. So once you've had the orange flare, what you're going to do is, I like to sometimes, depending on the background, Command J, which is duplicate it, size it, turn it back so it's straight. Oops. Turn it so it's straight, and size it down a lot. And then I'm just going to zoom in, place it, zoom in, and we're just going to put it. I like to put it along the letters because it can give it a little bit, yes, you won't necessarily notice it, but it can give it a little bit more shine, and I think it just looks nice. You can do it on all the letters. I normally don't. I think I only do it on like the end ones, but you can. So let's go Command J to duplicate, drag it in line, and let's put it over here with the Y. And I'm just going to delete this a little bit here, erase it, sorry, not delete, because it's going into the text. And so that looks fine. And if you want, you can merge these by selecting both, right click, merge layers. But now you'll see all that's back. So all you're going to do is come here, change it back to screen, and it's back to normal. So once you've done that, you can just leave a background like that. I normally don't. And the other thing is, if you're making backgrounds for other people and you want to put your name in it, sometimes what I do, or in this one I have it saved, is you make some text, write it at the top, up here, designed by whatever your name is, and you can just leave it like that. I add gradient overlay because I think it looks better, and especially when you use color correction, so, oh, not that's not a good one, like that, you can see how it really like fades in. But if you are using color correction and you realize it's too dark, you can't actually see, what you're going to do is you're going to come to up here, you're going to go to your gradient overlay. With the text, you keep it at 100 because you don't need the actual color of it. And then what you're going to do is, you're going to come to here, and you're going to make this bottom color a little bit lighter. So we're going to make it like a gray, and you can see right there, it got lighter, and you can actually see the bottom of it. I think that looks better. It's up to you. So now you can see we have a somewhat okay background. Now what you're going to do is what I normally do, what a lot of people normally do, is you're just going to select all of the layers that you have on this side. So you can click one, hold shift, you can click on one, hold shift, click to all the others. So now you'll see it's selected all of them. You can Command J, which will duplicate all of them. Then I like to zoom out, click, hold shift, do a complete 180. Oh god, this isn't working. Do a complete 180 like that. Drag it down so it's in line again. Click, hold shift, and drag it completely over. What holding shift allows you to do is it will make you not able to move it, so that it'll stay in place. Like, sorry, you won't be able to move it anywhere but the direction that you were moving in, which I think is good. And so, oh, sorry, I dragged that off. I'm stupid. So that, just like that, and that looks really bad at the flare there. That's why normally you won't erase the flare if you're using color correction. Just ignore that. So that looks fine for now. Then what you're gonna do, some GFX packs have it. The ones I have did not, so I just googled it. I think it works perfectly fine. You can just get pictures of some stars, and it doesn't matter the size. Like if you look, this one is really, really small, and I just drag it up, turn it, put it on top, set it, screen. And so it adds some nice little stars there. I think it looks good. Once again, just Command J, rotate, put it over on top of the other one. And if it looks a little bit blurry, it's just because you're moving it. Once you actually place it, the quality goes back to normal. And so you won't see all these stars in the middle, so you don't have to erase them. And so you can just drag some stars on, and like that. That's pretty much it for backgrounds. That's mainly what I do. Partnered backgrounds is a little bit different. I'll go through that now. So just exit this. If you need anything, just rewind the video, go back. And so you should also have a partnered template. So I have one too. And I just like to, this background, I delete it, and I just make my own background. So I just do the gray again. So come to here, 3E, 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 go to the paint bucket, and put it on. So with partnered backgrounds, what you can do is, this is the main style I do. I've started doing a different kind of style. Let me just find a good, some good text. So here, let's use the one I did, or actually, let's get my Dare one. I don't know where that is. All right, so we're just gonna go with a Sora one. So I'm just gonna drag my Sora logo on. Gonna place it, drag it above the other layers. Get the cell rendered one. Place it. Screen or linear dodge. Highlight both. And what I like to do is just size it down so it fits into like the middle here. Don't try to think that it has to fit the entire banner, because it's actually way bigger than you think. Same with regular backgrounds. It's not as small as you think it looks in Photoshop. It's actually pretty big. So that looks fine. Center it. That looks good. And so I'm just gonna actually, yeah, we don't need color correction for this one. So then what I like to do is I like to get the cell rendered one, duplicate it, click, so it gets to free transform, so, which is where you can actually drag it around. Hold Shift Alt and drag it up so it's bigger than other ones. Place it and make sure you put it behind both of your actual ones that are staying there. You're gonna come up here, filter, distort, and ripple. I like to use the normal amount, 100%. And so as you can see, it's gotten this little ripple effect on it. And then what you're going to do is you can come up here, opacity, and I like to turn it down to about 30 or 25. Let's go 31. So that looks fine. Then we're going to go to the actual Sora one. And if you don't know which one is which, you can just hit this little eye. It makes it invisible. Makes it easier to tell. So just Command J, drag it below. And with this, I actually like to make it below the cell render too. And so click, drag it up in size. Whoop, too big. Drag it up in size, maybe a little bit more. Yep, that's fine. Place it, and you come up here, filter, blur, motion blur. So you can do whatever amount you think is nice. I like to use 60, and I turn the opacity down a little bit. About halfway, so like 50%. And with color correction, it will be a little bit harder to see. So now we can just zoom out. And main problem people have when doing partnered backgrounds is actually putting the text here. So here, I'm just going to drag in some color correction real quick, because this really, when I talk about adding gradient overlay to the text for color correction, this is where you really need it. So I'm just going to drag this and come to color corrections, drag it on. To do that, all you do is you just find the layer, you click it, drag it on top to here, drag it into the next one, it'll go straight in, and just let go, it'll paste. So now we can see only that's not color corrected because of the way it's placed. Right now it's not placed on top of everything, which is where we like it. So like that, and you can see got a lot darker. I don't think this looks good personally because you can't see anything right now clearly. So we're going to change the color correction. So let's go to this one. Nope. That's okay. No, that's the one we just used. So you can just keep scrolling down like I am, just trying to find a good color correction that you like. Alright, I think we're going to go with this one. Yeah. So now you can see it has gotten darker. You kind of can see it still. Might brighten it up a little bit. You can always add gradient overlay. So actually, yeah, we'll brighten it up a little bit. So we're gonna come to here. We're gonna go gradient overlay and turn the opacity down. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing. Turn the opacity down, and let's change the bottom color to a little bit lighter so that it lights it up more, and so now we can actually see. So now that we've lit it up, it looks a lot better. You can actually see it. So now what you can do is, some people do it just text in Photoshop. I have mine already saved, so I'm just going to come here and I'm going to drag on SOAR 3 and 4, which are, just say SOAR with us, cell rendered and non-cell rendered. So paste it, and paste it, and set it to screen. And if you're not going to get it perfectly as same as the other one, or as same as the other cell render, so what you can do, you come to here, copy layer style, go to this one, paste layer style. So that will give it the same gradient overlay as that one. And let's just zoom out too much. Zoom in. And so select both of your layers again, and size them both down, and put it like that. And now you can zoom in more, just so you can place it good. And that looks fine for now. So now what I'm going to say is probably really, I find it's really important for this. With that color correction, you're going to go to T. So that's the shortcut for text, or you can come here and click text. And you're just going to make it as big as you want. I use about 25 size font. I think that looks good. And I use Babas, or Babas, however you say it. I think it's a good font. And so you're just going to write whatever. You should check the channel if you're doing it for like a known clan like SOAR or Dare or Faith. Check the actual like tabs that they have. So like, for example, like designer and like YouTube, or sorry, not YouTube, Twitter, like that kind of thing. So I'm just going to do designer. And right now you won't be able to see it. It's because of the color correction, and because if you did what I did at the beginning, it's gray. So you won't be able to see anything. That's okay. Just make sure it's spelled right over here. Double click. Gradient overlay. So now we can see it. And so I'm just going to make the bottom a little bit lighter because you can't really see it. And so that looks okay. So now it says designer. You can drag it down. Command J to copy it. Hold or click, hold shift, drag it over. That's just so that they're all in line. Release your click. Go T, and you can highlight or change it. So let's write Twitter. Let's go Command J, drag it all the way over. Sorry. Facebook. And let's just do, for the last one, we can just do SOAR Arts. So just like that. And you can add the little logos to it if you want. So you can I'm sure you can download a pack somewhere. So you're just gonna come here. I'm gonna do it just to show you a little quick example. There's a couple ways to do it. And so let's just come here. My partner logos, 2D, and let's just get the Twitter bird. You can do the Twitter or the Twitter bird. I think the Twitter bird looks nicer. You won't have to add gradient overlay to this because the color correction will do it itself. It's already shaded. And so you can just put it beside the logo, or sorry, the words, like that. Same with the Facebook, or if you have a logo yourself as a designer, you can put yours there. Or what you can do, I've seen this done a couple times, is we're going to come here, and we're going to get our flares again. So I'm just going to grab the flares real quick. Blue. And set it to screen. Oops. Set it to light or linear dodge, whatever you want. Okay. Drag it above everything. And you're going to put it, actually let's put it to screen, it's a little bit too bright. So we're going to put it to screen. And so you're just going to put it like that. And then I like to erase the edges because we don't need them. And so you can erase, if you can see there's that little eraser mark, you can just erase like that. And same thing over here. So just erase the edges, or if you want, you can use not 100% hardness, about like 38 or around there. And so what that does is just kind of fades it when you erase. So that looks pretty nice. So you put the flare like that. I like to do that. And then copy it, and you're gonna put it at the top too. So like that. So it's giving off a little bit of light. So then what you can do now is you can copy and paste that one, or since it's been erased, you might not want to do that. Drag in a new one. Set it to screen. Zoom out a little bit. Oops. Zoom out. Actually, just paste it. Zoom out. And now drag it down a lot. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put it under our text. So we're going to come like this. Put it under designer. Place it. Zoom in. Once again, if you need to erase it, erase it. So what I did there, sorry, if you don't know what just happened, is I'll show you again. I'll go Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Alt Command Z, Command Z. Okay, so now if you hit E or click the eraser, the shortcut, there'll be this little like do not pass kind of thing. If you click, it'll give you this whole little message. Pretty much all it's saying is that it has to be rasterized before you can mess around with it. So just hit OK, and then you can erase. So that's just a little shortcut I use as opposed to clicking and then rasterize. So I'm not going to do it just for time's sake, but you can just copy and paste all along your text. Or what you can do is you can take come to your pencil tool. Oops, wait. Yeah, pencil tool. Click, hold shift, drag right across. Oops, sorry. Click, hold shift, drag right across, and it looks okay. So whatever. And you can just put it down on top of your text. When you're doing that, make a new layer. Don't put it on the same layer as the flare, like I just did. So it's like that. Then what you can do with the 2D logos. Where'd my Twitter bird go? Okay, I probably deleted it. So what you can do now with those 2D logos that you have, or had. Let's just get the Twitter bird again. Drag it on. Size it down. And I'm going to place it for a second. And I'm just going to move this over. So let's just say that this was on top of our Twitter. Like that. And might want to move it up a little bit. Like that. What you can do, take the Twitter bird. Drag it right on top. So like that. Place it. Get your eraser. So this will come up. Yep. And just erase the bottom of it. So that the top of it is sitting right on top of that little line over there that I made. And you can do that with all of it. You can do it with the Facebook. You can do it with your logo that you have as a designer. Or you can try to get the Soar Arts one, or even just use the Soar one. So you're just going to do that. I think that looks nice. A little bit of style. There's that kind of style that I did originally with the ripple and the motion blur of the bigger text. But then what I like to do, once again, is come to my, yeah, it's in here. Come here and grab your stars. So let's just grab some random stars. And this is pretty, I think this is, yeah, this is the big picture of the stars. So I'm just going to drag it over. And you can cover the whole banner, it's okay. So what I like to do, just so I don't have to do erasing after, is just size it to the actual banner itself. So like that, and like that, as opposed to erasing, because then you get more stars in. And just set it to screen or linear dodge. I like to use screen. So now there's a lot of stars, and it gives it some good style. And you can do it with more stars. So, for example, this one. And for this one, I don't actually fit it because, as you can see, there's a little bit of writing down there. So that'll get cut off. So I just leave it like that. Place it, set to screen. And that looks a little bit too crowded to me. So turn it off. You can see that looks better. So like that. And you might notice that it looks a little bit too just blocky here. It's too placed. So what you're going to do is you're going to click, grab your eraser, make sure it's rasterized, and don't actually click like here. Try to get like down the middle and just sort of fade it out. So like that. And you might want to do that with the flares again. And that one. And a different side. Different side again. And so looks a little bit more faded out. Looks a little bit better. If you want, you can add the Soar, or whatever clan you're doing. You can add Soar down the side, or Soar with us, or whatever you like. You can put your little logo in the corner. There's different ways to do your styles. Try to be creative with it. Do whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial on backgrounds. I don't know what I'll cover next, but I'll find something. So like, comment, subscribe.